Hello and welcome to the Apex Racing TV esports studio and our coverage of Season 15 of the Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup. This has been one of our most competitive seasons in a long time, 5 years or so that the ARA Porsche Cup has been going on, and we are now into our 15th season of this championship. And myself, Samson Patrick, and David Sampson will be bringing you through all the action this season on Thursday evenings, and we start off tonight at Interlagos. David, this is, I say it about a lot of our series, but I think, you know, there's pros of all of our different series that we cover. You know, the touring cars have fantastic racing, GC Trophy is absolutely stacked. But this one, I think the best thing about this is the race format, our elimination heat format.
Yep.
All about progressing through, and there's a lot of attention on the midfield rather than the front runners, and I'm looking forward to returning to that racing today.
Yeah, and it's single car. We don't have to worry about bop or how the cars perform at different tracks. Yeah, this is fantastic. And Interlagos for round one, which I think, from memory from mine, especially on the older Porsche Cup, was just one of my favourites. It's technical, so is the car. And obviously it's our first time running the new Porsche Cup.
What are your thoughts of the Porsche Cup? Because, I mean, people have been raving about it. I've barely heard a bad word about it.
I think it's fantastic to drive. The racing's better. It's fun. It's more approachable. Like, there's thousands of pros. My only two cons, the draft is a bit too much. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like draft being back in racing, but it's too much. And the front suspension, or like, especially on the second rebound, it's awful. People are driving around it very well, but yeah, front suspension and the draft is. Apart from that, I think it's so fun to drive.
Yeah, well, let's see the circuits that it's got to tackle this season. We've got Interlagos for round one, then we've got Le Mans for round two. That would be one of our 60 minutes races. Then we've got Road Atlanta for round three, Monza, Imola with an Italian doubleheader, Daytona, Hockenheim, and then the new circuit, Adelaide, to round out the season. Quite a variance of circuits, quite a few high-speed circuits as well, with Le Mans, Daytona and Monza included in that.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good mix, especially finishing with Adelaide, which is highly technical. So that's going to be a great challenge, a good way to finish and find out who the best driver is in each class.
Yes, yeah, that's a couple of months away until we see that. In terms of our race format today, like I said before, it's our elimination heat format. So we've got a 10-minute race. Well, so all the drivers will do qualifying to begin with. That's a 32-minute session where each of the classes basically gets 10 minutes. The pro-ams, and the AMs. Then we go into two heats. Half the drivers go in heat one, half the drivers go in heat two. If you finish in the top 12 in those heats, you go straight through to the A final. If you don't finish in the top 12, you go into the B final. And the top 6 drivers from the B final go into the A final. We've got a huge grid today. It gets at least 58 cars, 60 drivers registered for this, sold out within 3 days, which is an ARL record. And so that B final is going to be very big. And so the thing we always say at the start of the season, David, is be sensible. If you're within the top 12 in your heat, don't risk it. Because if you finish last in your heat, you might be starting 35th for the B final and try to get into the top 6 from there. So if you're in the top 12, take it and don't take risks.
100%. And if you come in through that consolation race into the A final, it's tiring. You've got a lot of races compared to your opponents, so you take it easy.
In terms of our weather, there's no rain for today. It's not something that we're going to have to worry about, but later on in the season, there may well be. For some reason, iRacing set the in-sim date to like the 1st of April, so it's not like the summer. Obviously, this is Southern Hemisphere, so if we were in January, then it'd be very warm, but instead it's a little bit cooler for the drivers. Let's have a look at our circuit then, and Interlagos. And yeah, you were saying before it's one of your favourites. I mean, we always say it every single time. Please give us a graphics update. I'm not even asking for a rescan. Obviously, the paddock area is very different nowadays, but just a graphics update, I would make this place much nicer.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably, of the popular tracks in racing, it is the ugliest for sure. Yeah, that would be great. But no, it's a great circuit. It's tricky. It asks everything. It almost feels like, I compare it to Bathurst in the sense it almost feels like there's 2 tracks. So mastering it is key. But usually, you alluded to earlier, it's always hot at this track. So this might be a nice break for the drivers.
Yes, yeah.
Always hot at this track, I swear. I've seen 60C before.
I think this one has the highest peaks of any circuit, I feel like, on iRacing. It really does get very, very
So they have tightened up the off tracks. I drove here recently, and I think, is it turn 10? You know, you can almost, well, you cut the entirety of the inside. The off tracks have definitely tightened up since I've been here. And obviously it depends how long someone's been here since, but the last corner is different now. You can't track out all the way and swing back. You have to stay within the lines.
And of course, a long run down to the finish. Potentially the best opportunity for a run to the line, as we saw in the Spec Racer 4s on this occasion. Naselli versus Nom. And ARA Nom, as he did on many occasions, winning out in that series. So that is our circuit then. In terms of our picks for this season, we've made our predictions for who's going to win each of the classes. I don't actually know what David's are. We haven't conferred on this at all. I feel like I'm particularly my first two, I'm very confident about. Tony Despotakis, I think he finished third a few seasons ago, and then last season he finished second. So he's going to be very strong. Paul Jeffro, who won season 14, he's actually not around this season. So Tony, absolutely solid driver, really sensible driver as well from what I've seen of him. So I think he's the favourite. Kim-Andre Bjorklund, so it's quite unusual that he hasn't won the Prams yet, and frankly hasn't really come that close. He's had an 8th, a 6th and a 5th, I think, in the Prams. But last season in the Pros, he actually finished 5th. Overall, this season the standard's a bit higher, so that's why he's been put in the Prams, but he'll be very, very strong, and he's only a driver who's got better and better. Jakob Trinkel in a very competitive amateur category. We've seen a lot of Trinkel in the GT3 Trophy, and he was quite often fighting for the top positions, so he could do something. And then Seizi Esports Academy, of course, who won the Teams Championship the last time we broadcast this series from this from the studio. I think that was season 13, and I think they're a pretty safe bet for the teams.
Good picks. We'll see how mine fare. My pro pick was Paul Lang. I've known him for many a moons. Met him at the Sim Expo a couple of years ago. Great guy. Drives for Dior Esports. Think he's going to do well. Pro-Am, Daniel Sialfi. I think we've seen him in plenty of Apex racing series over the time. Good driver. Think he can do well. Am was difficult. I went with Joris Ooms. Again, we've seen him in previous Apex League racing, and obviously that's I either know the person or know them through the leagues. And interestingly, I have picked the same team as you, Seizi Esports Academy. I just glanced at all the lineups. Obviously, it's good having a strong driver, but they have a strong team. So I'm going to be excited to see what they can do.
Yeah, I think a couple of the other top teams have only got 2 drivers, whereas they've got 3, which stands to be quite an advantage because it's your 2 best, 2 highest scoring drivers from each round score points. So if you have 3 drivers, one of your drivers can afford to have a bad round, and you can get away with it. That is pretty much everything from us for now. So we'll go to an advert, and then when we're back, we'll be covering the qualifying action.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Welcome to Interlagos. We are currently about 6 minutes into qualifying, and like I said earlier on, our qualifying is divided into 3 different sections. We've got the first 10 minutes for the amateurs, the next 10 minutes for the pro-ams, and then the final 12 minutes are for the pros, so they have time to put in their laps before the timer runs out. So currently it's Joey Island at the top of the standings, and he'll be trying to improve his position if he possibly can.
So you haven't driven the new car, right?
I think I did like 3 laps at Sandport because someone wanted to run. We had a rig hire at the Apex Racing Sim Center, which you can check out booking at the Apex Racing Sim Center at apexracingsim.com. And yeah, I did a few laps to test that everything was working.
Direct steering, isn't it? Like really instant.
Yeah, it felt quite intuitive. Yeah, I did like it.
I picked down in 11th. How is yours? Oh, Trinkle 6th.
Yeah, already we've got 18 drivers in the AMS alone, let alone all the other categories. Yours Ooms, who was pretty close to being my pick, as we've got a very nice webcam as well from Yoris. I'm a big fan of that. I think we've seen it before. Of course, I remember was very good in the Prototype Championship a few seasons ago. And yeah, definitely he's going to be one of the front runners this season.
That's a good camera.
Thank you. Yeah, it's sort of the same camera, isn't it, on both, on the webcam and Inception.
Yeah.
It's Inception. It's Vedetsky moves up to 9th position, one of the debutants for this season. Wiley Blair moves up to P2.
So do we know the temperature? Can we get a look at the weather? Wow. Peak winter. Now you can see what I mean by the suspension and hear it. It doesn't like to stop once it starts. Let's see her finding some pace in the 3rd sector there.
Luke Blow moves up into P1. It's a British 1-2-4 as it stands. As I can see, is going pretty fast as well. Like I said, a very good 3rd sector for him. Can he find an improvement? Maybe he picks up a 1x elsewhere. I'll need to go again.
Yeah, I counted 59 drivers just before the session started.
Blimey. By the way, just a heads up that it is a bit weird the way that it is a frustrating thing that the way that iRacing works when it comes to these qualifying sessions, because we've got 2 heats, means that the drivers are actually in 2 different sessions as they race in qualifying. And so there will be a lot of grey names, and it looks like they're back in the pits, but actually they are racing around there. So just a heads up for the rest of the season for that. As Wiley Blair moves up into the 1st position, does the Australian. It's a Blair Racing 1-2. Him and Blow are racing for the same team.
That's what I was about to say. How much do you think that plays into it? Like we've got, like I picked Paul Lang as my driver, but then you've got a bunch of Sazy boys. And
yeah,
if I remember how they won this championship last year, was playing it smart as a team.
It was all Sazy, and there was another team, wasn't there? I can't quite remember what the name of that team was. But Impulse.
Yes.
It was Sazy versus Impulse. So, like, yeah, the top 6 positions would generally be those guys. Because occasionally you'd have, like, a Pascal Costa or a, in fact, maybe Costa, maybe Impulse, or a Philip Hammer would get in there. But, yeah, generally it was just those 2 teams. It should be a little bit more separated out this season. I don't think Sazy are going to be quite as strong. They haven't got quite as many as their top drivers, like David Toth, for example. But they still will be the team to beat. As well as Ooms moves up to 2nd, not far off.
Yeah, very, very tight times at the top.
And Ooms still has time for 1 more lap. De Bauer has time for 1 more lap as well. But everyone else has got to complete the lap that they started because 10 minutes are up.
It is a top 5 breakaway. The gap between 1st and 5th is less than the gap between 5th and 6th. 1st and 5th, which has got a bit bigger now, 2.3 tenths. But it's more than that, just back to 6th.
Can Verm do anything here? It looks like a much better lap for him. Could get him in the top 10. And it doesn't. Quite a few new liveries on circuit. That's a little bit wide. Watch out for... Oh, well, you can see from those sector times, Vuta was absolutely on it. It would not have been... He wouldn't have been close to pole, but he could have been...
A 6, maybe?
Yeah, I think would have been a safe 6th, maybe even on the front 2 rows. Jos Ooms with a couple of personal bests, but it's that sector 3 that Wiley Blair really has got a couple of tenths, or at least a 10.5 on everyone else. And so again, this won't be pole position for Ooms. As Putzuk moves up to 5th.
Lots of new names that I haven't heard before. But new car. Some people are going to hate it. Some will move from a different class to it.
Do you think there might be a change up in the competitive order in PES later this year with this new car, or do you think it's
if you're good,
the fast guys will still good?
And you put in the hours, you're good. So the ones at the top are good, and they always put in the hours. The ones that are average at the other things. It's the old phrase, winners win.
Are you a winner?
No. Not in sim racing. Midder.
Sure. You would be a pro in this series. The pro cuts off, for people who are curious, 5K.
Oh, yeah.
But the pro am cuts off 3.6, so if you're 3.5K, you would be an am. I would be right on the threshold of being an am. In terms of pace, yeah, in terms of pace, I think I'd be around the front of the ams, I'd hope.
I would like to get my 6K back, but I'm struggling with the fact I'm completely washed at the moment.
What were you driving?
Yes. The Ford GT3.
Sure.
It's the one car I truly love. Well, I did a GT4 Endurance last night, but yeah, it's not for me at all. GT3, yeah, I like the Ford. I like this Porsche Cup. It's just a no for me at the moment.
What's the tyre warm-up like? Is it a couple of laps that you've got to do before the tyres get competitive?
Really not sure. I think it warms up a lot quicker than a GT3.
Sure.
As far as peak, I'm not sure. I haven't done enough. I haven't really done anything competitive in this car yet, just some lapping.
Well, Lars Vatsik managed to get within 6/10 of the fastest time so far, as that's off the circuit for, I think that was Rogers. Vatsik, the fastest of the prams so far, but yeah, like I said before, with the tyre warm-up, expect it to be expect him to find a lot more pace.
Franny in chat is asking how they're doing 133s. Well, these are our AMs. Our pros are going to go a lot quicker. But if you're comparing it to the officials, these temps are cooler. The officials are summer. This is winter. If our AMs are doing 33s, dare I say we see a 31.8. Don't know, that sounds like a lot, but we'll see.
Good to see so many people watching along. Thank you very much for tuning in. We've got around 80 viewers at the moment, so very much appreciate your tuning in.
It's a popular car for sure. Even GT3 participation's taken a bit of a hit since the release of Porsche Cup.
So here comes a bunch more laps. Shop to 5th, Bjorklund, my pick, of course, for the Pram Championship this season. He's up to 3rd position. Aiden Carter, watch out for him, of course, runner-up in the Pram category in the GT3 trophy that we broadcast recently. Lost out to Yihor Zudetsky, who was a very competitive driver. So we'll see if Aiden can adapt to this car particularly quick. If he can, then he'll be one of the favorites.
Yeah, we'll see how these AM times hold up with our Pro-Ams hitting the track. But Blair Racing must, yeah, must be pretty happy with their showing. The team's championship's across all, though, isn't it? There is no per class team championship. Is that right?
It is overall, yep. So
It's all good.
good to see, yeah, so many shout outs to different teams. We've got a lot of SRB Simware
Yeah,
fans
indeed.
in chat, so welcome to those guys. We've got some Daniel Cialfi supporters who are a little bit concerned that he hasn't got a whole lot of Porsche Cup experience, but we'll see how Cialfi does.
Someone asking where Elias is. He is a pro, so he will be out in about 5 minutes. It's the AMs go out first for 10 minutes, Pro-Ams for 10 minutes, and then the pros get 12 because the AMs and Pro-Ams get to finish their last lap, whereas the pros wouldn't because of how the session ends.
Yeah. Rogers now goes to the top overall.
Alex Rogers, he is the Porsche guy. He drives Porsche in ARA GT3 Trophy, even though no one was in a Porsche, he was.
Yes. Yeah, he's done a lot of seasons of GT3 Trophy. I'm not sure how many seasons of Porsche Cup he's done, Rogers. But yeah, always one of the front runners in the Pro-Am category in that, and former AM runner-up, I think, as well, many seasons ago in the GT3 Trophy.
It's looking good for me. My first pick came second in class.
Wow.
Well, it's early days. Qualifying.
So who was your pick?
Eurasims.
Oh, your pick was your Sims.
Yeah.
Oh, good shout. Yeah,
Thank you.
Respect that. Here's my pick for the Browns. Your plans?
My pick for the Pro-Ams was thinking I was who did I pick? Let me think. Cialfi.
Okay, yeah.
It was a toss-up between Cialfi and Gordon.
Well, he isn't having the best time of it at the moment, is Cialfi. I think we can say that. 24th, as it stands. Let's see if he can move his way up. Tufe is only 6/10 of a second off the pace. He finds 2/10 and goes up 10 places. So it is just very congested right now. And in karts, moves up to 7th, within 2/10 of the fastest time, but once again, ever so close. Whale moves up to 10th position. We've got Roy Utime. Of course, please do correct us if we mispronounce any of these names.
Or change your name
Or change your name.
to what we're saying, yeah.
Yeah, if Roy could just be Roy Smith, then that would be appreciated. Franny asking, they are all using paid setups, correct? Unsure. I think a lot of the front runners will be, doing that.
It's open, whether they're paid or not. Most
Yeah.
setups are. I mean, you can tweak fixed, but yeah. It's become such an established thing in iRacing.
Will you? I see a lot of. I sometimes see some complaints from people being like, "I don't like these setup shops. I prefer the days when people would share setups in the forums." Were you around back when that was a thing?
One of my popular videos in the early days was talking about what was his name? He ran this piece of software where people were Thiessen.
Oh yeah, Nick Thiessen.
Nick Thiessen, yeah. He built that software for basically it put your setups that you're running in the cloud, and everyone had a shared folder where you saw name, track, car, lap time.
Sure.
And you just grab the set from there. So yeah, about 6 years ago, I covered it on YouTube. But then yeah, things changed.
Is this a good time for an ARA plug?
Yep.
Sign up to Apex Racing Academy. Talking of setup shops, Apex Racing Academy is exactly that. The Porsche Cup is one of the cars that you can get, but there's plenty of other cars as well. Over 50 of them, I think, of course, all the GT3s and the prototypes and even rallycross cars as well. So do check out apexracingac.com in order to get those data packs. Steve Clays, who won the Amateur Championship last season. I might be wrong. Or maybe that was 2 seasons ago. I'm not entirely sure. I might have to check. But
Yorkland on a lap.
yes.
Well, personal
last
best
lap.
and a purple.
It does say 4:30, which is a bit ominous. So hope. Oh no, actually, yeah, it's because the yeah, everyone's saying that. So we'll see what he does. Oh no, he's back in the pit. Shame.
Must be to an off track.
Carter, can he go fast as he can? From quarter of a tenth slower to a quarter of a tenth faster. He moves onto Pro-Am pole and very much picking up from where he left off in the GT3 Trophy Series. And Steve Clays, I don't think he even got a lap in. Or maybe he did, actually. 32nd for Steve Clays. That's a big disappointment for him.
But Wiley Blair's looking good, right? As a standout there. His nearest competitor, 5 positions further down. Okay, our pros have taken to the circuit.
So don't expect this first lap to be anything too special for these pro drivers. I don't think any of them will get in the top 20, but their second times will be much more competitive. Could we cycle through these camera angles? And I want you, David, to and people in chat as well. Can you let us know which camera angles you like? Because this is sort of a bit of a Frankenstein camera pack at the moment, but I am going to do some. So which angles do we like? I mean, some of them are stalwarts, like that's going to stay there.
Yeah.
But I mean, that one do we like? I like that one.
Yeah, it's nice. It's good for the door-to-door action. That's really good. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I think that's all of them.
Elias Sawyer on his first push lap has a purple.
Wow. Yeah, maybe top 20 will be achieved.
I almost forgot Adam Watson's in the series. That's good to see again. Obviously the altitude driver.
Alex Hodge is saying, first season is Porsche Cup. I didn't realise I had an extra lap. Alex, I think you've done enough seasons of GT3 Trophy. It's the same qualifying format. So I'm not sure if that's a legitimate excuse there, I think, Alex. But good effort on the qualifying anyway. You were still right up there.
Yeah, hello to everyone on chat. Loads of people. Joey, purple first sector. Paul Lang steals it away. My pick, Cooking.
This is quite a scant circuit right now for the pros in terms of this group. So we've only got Lang, Sawyer, Watson, Noth,
Remember, there's different
Petrick,
groups.
and Vey. Yeah, but so yeah, these are the pros on this sort of session, and then all the other pros are in another one. So like all there's one very empty pro circuit, which is this one, and then the other group that all the other pros are in is much more congested.
Yeah, it's weird how this heat racing qualifying works.
Karakolis, watch out for him. Him and Dispatakis were for a bit the fastest 2 drivers in practice.
Paul's first lap, by the way, equals Alex's first lap. And there we go. A pole by half a second. Paul, further ahead. 2 of my picks I'm extremely proud of. Nick's asking, where's Colin? I don't see a Colin out there.
Matthew Collin. He's currently 41st and
I
is
see him.
not out on circuit. So he will only go down, and likely he will go down another 4 places. So I think likely 45th in qualifying is coming up for Colin. And yes, that will mean that he will take part in Heat 1, most likely. Let's start down in 23rd position.
Those top 3 times are a chunk of time away. Absolutely.
Well, we certainly know the Greeks can get with them.
For sure, there's 2 very fast Greek drivers in this grid.
Nick saying that Colin was his pick, so Nick maybe not having the best time of it. Nick, of course, a series organizer for another series that we broadcast on Apex 82, so he has a lot of knowledge when it comes to several of these European drivers. Chaletti, who's up to P3. First time we've seen him on the channel. Here comes Karikaulis. This could be a bit more competitive for him. Hasn't put in a lap time so far, but I'm seeing, yeah, we'll see. I can't see his first 2 sector times, but we'll see how the rest of it lines up. This is the line. And he's not moving, so the time is running out. It's not the longest circuit in the world, this, so he's still got a few more attempts. Mate Lampert, only 41st for him.
Report just in, it's heavy snowing outside.
This is, we might not be able to leave here for another week. This might be it. This might be
I will
where we
make
are.
it, Sam, don't worry.
Yeah, but you can do your race this evening from
I could,
so
yeah.
you've
I'm
got
a couple of
everything-
tents off downstairs, though.
You've got everything you need here. We've got a bit of pizza left. We can still order Domino's.
Yep, sounds good, mate.
So
Yeah, I heard it's heavy snow. Cannot wait to drive home. I should be safe and leave now. Good luck. Very tight at the top. Less than a tenth, top 3. 1.5 tenths, the top 6. Then a further 1.5 tenths just to get 7th.
So Carter, who was top of the Prabs, now slips down to 10th position. Wiley Blair, top of the ARMS, still up there in 13th place.
Yes,
So
brilliant
going
showing.
very well for him. We've got Orbendorfer in 8th position. I think he may have taken part in the last season of Porsche Cup. I'm not entirely sure. He's one of the many Line GP cars out there, so watch out for their liveries. There'll be quite a few of them today.
Not long to go. Not seeing any improvements either. I wonder if, as Paul comes into the pits, that'll be his quali over. It depends how much fuel you want to bring, how many laps you want to do.
You can see Adam Watson back out there. Had a little bit of a turbulent GT3 trophy season. Had a couple of highs at Mugello in particular, but generally struggled for consistency. Maybe didn't have the best car either, but that won't be an issue here in this one-make series.
I've never heard of Lion GP, and they're sitting 3rd, 5th and 6th, and their drivers all look very quick.
Yeah, they've taken part in a few of our aerial leagues over the season, but this is certainly their biggest contingent they've ever fielded.
And we've got a Movano driver, that's good to see. Haven't seen their team in a while.
We've got a Sim RC driver. I feel like Sim RC, that sends me straight back to 2018. But
Yeah, Sim RC. I thought they'd become. Where's the team name I'm trying to think of? I can't think of it right now. But yeah, I thought Sim RC weren't around anymore.
Calculus goes to P7 now. Watch out for Mate Lampert. He's just crossing the line now, but it's not really anywhere for Mate. That might be all the pace that he's really got. So troubles for him. Here comes Sandro. He's got one more lap. He'll pretty much be the last driver across the line, but he's already sliding. And yeah, once you start a slide like that, it's very tricky to stop it. And that'll be the end of his qualifying. He'll be hoping that the drivers behind don't improve. But still, got plenty of drivers out there. Trying to find a little bit of extra pace. David Granez for Raceforge Esports is one of the lower ranked pro drivers. Only David Vey is behind him. Vey having an awful qualifying, down in 57th.
Hopefully you can find an improvement. You really don't want to be qualifying 30th.
They can Orbendorfer go nowhere. Watson, though, moves up to P10.
Yeah, you'll be pleased with that.
And that is everyone. No, it's not. We're still going. Yeah, we changed sessions. I got very confused. Granez moves up to P16. Good work from the Norwegian to gain a lot of places. We've still got Mate Lamper out on circuit. We've got George Karakaulis out on circuit as well, but I don't think he's really setting the timing sheet alight, and it's not an improvement for the Greek drivers. So a little bit of a maybe underwhelming qualifying, but I mean for the Greeks, but they are within 2/10 of the fastest times.
Paul's last lap wasn't fast enough to improve, but his last lap was also good enough for Paul. So he's got, he's got that first and second spot. Very good sign when you see things like that.
Kindergarten SV5 saying, we just sang Raw by Katy Perry here at Line GP to get our spirits up. Well, I think that's a very good
well, it worked.
Chant to start. Would you have a pump up song?
I do jam on Spotify, but no, not particular song.
You're a bit of an Eminem fan though, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you could
Eminem,
you could listen to Lose Yourself. That'd be quite it's a bit of a boring one, but
it'll work.
So here's our grid then for race 1 of the evening. This is the first heat, so it's all the drivers who qualified in odd positions get put into this heat 1, and the top 12 will go straight through to the A final. It's Paul Lang, followed by Marcel Miroch, Tony Despotakis, Sandro Cialetti, George Karakaulis, Elias Sawyer, Sebastian Orbendorfer, Florian. Oh, sorry, I think I may have been reading that wrong. Sorry. P6 was Florian Kappel, then it's Ollie Postrup, Wiley Blair, top of the amateur drivers, then it's Callum Beament, Lars Vatzik, Joris Ooms, and Mate Lampert. Luke Blow is in 13th place, then it's Pascal Vale, Christian Nieb, Franz Schopp, David Koenig, Levente Segre, then it's Jacint Juhans, Max Noth, Mark Vezenti, Wouter Gossai, Andy Miller, Steve Clays, Gio Sheffield, Sebastian Deman, Ryan Walker, Sebastian Burkhardt, David Vey, and Danny Huntley. We have 59 drivers taking part in this event. Amazing that 59 out of the 60 drivers who entered this league have turned up for this round 1. That's very rare, but you know, when it's snowing outside and you can't go outside, I guess there's not much else to do.
Yep. It's hard to get a really bad start in these cars nowadays, which is a nice improvement. There's still time into it to be the fastest, but those awful starts, you know, where it all goes wrong, are less likely.
Well, let's see if anyone falls for it here. It's Paul Lang from the pole position, and away we launch at Interlagos. It looks like a decent start for Lang, albeit he's going to be under a little bit of pressure down into T1. Is there going to be the opportunity for Despotakis? He puts his car on the inside. I don't think Lang's going to be able to respond there. He has the slight inside for turn 2, outside for T3, and through Curva de Sol, they remain alongside, but it looks like it's the Greek who's got the jump right at the start.
Yeah, Paul will have to tuck back in and go from the inside, because otherwise he leaves himself exposed to the very fast-looking Sazy boy straight from the start.
Oh, Cialti's on the grass, but he manages to get it slowed down still and stays in P3.
And that was important for Paul there. Otherwise, if the Sazy boy had held it around the outside, you lose it in this next right-hander. Not a lot you can do around the outside when it's low grip like this. All through cleanly. This many cars. Interlagos T1, I never.
Here comes an attempt here from Ole Postrup, and he's trying to make this slightly worse for Orbendorfer. He didn't have a great first half lap anyway, and it looks like he might be down 2 places here. conquered the Austrian in these first few corners. And he is, so down 2 places now for Ormendorfer. Good start for Lars Vatsik. Great start for Max Noth, he's up 5 places.
There's no points for this race, right? Points are decided
There are
in the...
points.
Oh, there are,
but
okay.
it's less points.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, fine.
So yeah, it's important to finish strong, get yourself through to the A final. But yeah, if you can get a position or 2 on the way, then yeah, helps your championship.
And I think we can show the top 12 highlighted positions, because the top 12 are the drivers who go through to the A final. And you can see that Ooms is currently going through, but here comes the 2-2-1 coming through. And that was very, very ambitious from Pascal Weil. And he managed to make at least 1 move, but Ooms drops back down to 14th now.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
And Max Noth absolutely charging his way through. Ooms tries to defend, he's got nowhere to go, and it's going from bad to worse for Joris Ooms. And his chances of getting straight through to the A final are all but gone now. He just needs to try to get as good a starting spot for the B final as he can.
Yep, down 6 positions. Getting a bit bullied, but it's tough when you're an AM mixing it, and that top 10 positions up for grabs. You've got to be on it with your racecraft and wide shoulders.
Steve Clay's with a good start as well. He's up 5 after a very disappointing qualifying session for him. But yeah, these are the drivers that he wants to catch up to. Pascal Weil now just, well, he's only a couple of tenths behind Luke Blow. So of the top 10, all quite close, and then 11th down in a second chain.
I tell you, the top 2, it looks like Paul's not fighting, just working together, because they have really pulled out a gap. Quite impressive after how Marcel, the Sazy boy, looked at the beginning, but he just can't connect with the front 2 at the moment. Very clean race.
All wide for, was that Luke Blow? I think he was just overshot T1, maybe with Callum Beeman, I'm not quite sure.
Right, about to see the power of the draft in this car. It's just not long enough. Long enough to get that done.
So Whale now up into P11.
Yeah, mate's got a good run. I mean, unless the inside comes free, the outside, oh, the inside does come free, but he doesn't go for it. They've broke draft of the top 2.
Yeah.
Paul following very closely. Looks like he wants the position, but he's not willing to bring the pack behind into it just yet.
It's a very short heat we start the evening off with. Very much sort of just a conversion really from the qualifying. There's not usually too much opportunity to make too many moves. Well, a move could be coming up between those top 2, 0.2 of a second. The gap going on to the T30.
Yeah, he's got to be smart. Any net code or mistakes, and 10 minutes is just not enough to recover.
He wanted to go to the inside, but Despotakis held it all the way to the pit wall. And he'll do well to find some space around here while the Germany has to back out of it. And Despotakis holds on. And of course, not only is this for points and the race win in this heat, but it's also for pole position for the A final. As we've had a collision, and it's Neeb who has had a spin at T1. He's back going again.
So we'll take a look at what happened. Is this going to be a swap down the inside? Oh, no, he just... there was still a car, so I see why he moved over, but yeah, that grass is horrible.
I think that was behind Max Noth there. I think he was in P15 before that mistake. Oh, well, they're all in a queue again now. See, Alexi's right with these drivers. I don't know if maybe Lang had another go at it. But, yeah, their gap has completely diminished now.
Yeah, I honestly took a second to work out what was going on there, but yeah. They obviously did some door-to-door action to lose that much time. Definitely wasn't T1 that cost them that much.
So we've got 3 more laps to go then. for Despotakis to hold on. Runner-up last season, won a couple of rounds of the championship, but ended up quite far away from Paul Geoffroy, who was absolutely exceptional, but with no Geoffroy this season.
So the last time I did an ARL league, Paul was in it.
Okay, yeah.
He was the one sending the setups because I changed car last minute. I think you allowed, I can't remember what happened, but something that would like mid-season allowed a car change. Usually when a bot drops or something.
Yeah, I think that season, I think Lang maybe finished P... Oh, he's had a change for the lead. And they're making contact. It's truly Sutil all over again. And Lang has got the inside line, but I don't think Despotakis is going to let this go if he can possibly help it. And Lang maybe overshooting T5 a little bit there, or T6. And, yeah, cannot make it. But that'd be fascinating to see how that where that all came from.
That looked like Paul needing to tuck in, otherwise he was going to lose another one. Let's see what happens here. So Paul went for the switchback. A great run. Some door-to-door action. Ah, I missed a joke there. The team's duel.
Yeah. Some door-to-door action, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, Beeman's making some new racing lines. Ike Hulkenberg hit that wall a few years ago, I believe. Front shot is round and up into Narnia on that grass. And he spun it again.
That's embarrassing. That second spin. We've all been there.
Maybe a bit of movement.
A little bit. Yeah, that looked like it's on the CMS car. I don't know. I caught it late.
So that was Maxing off who was defending there. Oh, this is kicking off now, and the leader's got away. This is the wins in the bag now, and Lang has dropped down to 4th position. So Karakaulis has managed to gain 2 places here. There's a little bit of contact though, and Lang is going to try to come back against Cialetti. We thought he may have been up into 2nd position, but he's trying to hold on to a podium now.
This could go 3 wide.
And it didn't look like it was going to be a Greek 1-2 earlier on, but what a move from Karakaulis to move up these places. Here comes Capel as well.
Yeah, we'll let this play and then we'll see what happened. Oh, Paul just can't get that fender cleared, as he finally does. So now he's going to be hyper-focused on an exit. I don't know if there's enough draft to get it up down that hill. Yeah, sorry, going back, I really didn't like that defensive move into the last corner. I hate that. Where they move you, like your braking becomes half grass. Oh.
Oh, that's naughty from Cialetti.
Yeah.
And risky as well from Karakaulis, but it worked out for him.
No, yeah, Karakaulis, he took an opportunity, it was there and made it work. Yeah, I didn't like the... is it Marcel, that move? Because there was no gap.
It was Cialetti, who's now spun. Back to live pictures, and Cialetti's dropped down to P8 now. Karakaulis, though, has dropped back as well, so it means that Capel Lang's up back up to the 2nd place, Capel in 3rd, and Karakaulis down into 6th, and Cialetti in 8th.
Yeah, we'll get a replay of what happened there. I'm assuming something feisty.
And now at the front of all this, and see these guys now over 7 seconds off the lead. They were fighting for the lead a couple of laps ago, but that's how much all this battling has cost them. They've got to keep their heads on them now because they do not want to potentially miss out on the top 12.
But if it feels different to GT3 racing, it's because the draft is insane. Pack racing like this, once it builds like this, stays like this. Because you have such a big draft.
Big move there from Cialetti. He's got past Vatsik and will have a shot at Karakaulis if he really wants it. But the time might be running out. Oh, big slide. I think that was that Wiley Blair? He was a bit wily himself.
This will be a mega result if Wiley Blair can hold on to P10 and driver. There are only 2 Pro-Ams in this race making it through.
So here comes Tony Despotakis then, and he is going to take the first heat victory of the season. He beats Paul Lang, who will be quite grateful in the end for P2 because it almost ended up worse. Florian Capel will be delighted with that. He gets on the podium on his debut, and quite a bit of rivalry there between Caracas and Cialetti. Let's see if we can get a replay very quickly of what happened to Cialetti earlier on in the lap, if possible.
Yeah, it seemed they lost a lot of time.
So here he goes on Lang, and Lang's going to hit the car ahead here. Oh no, Cialetti's going to hit the car ahead. That's how much he's missed the braking. Wow, that could be 2 penalties for Cialetti in that heat.
That was awful. Unless your rating is 3 times less than I think it is. I mean, there's no excuse. There's ABS in this car now. You've got no excuses. Yeah, that was just poor. That was like, you know, I'm not saying a number, but you're just looking out of your right window thinking, I'll brake when he brakes. No, you can't, because he has the outside line. He doesn't need to slow for anyone.
So here's our good for race 2. It is Marcel Maroch on pole ahead of Elias Sawyer, Joe Petrick, Gergely Gazer, Adam Watson, Aidan Carter, Alex Rogers, David Granez, Sam Fritsch, and Roy Uteam. I won't go through the whole of the drivers because we don't have a ton of time. And so we'll let that cycle through for you. Boris Smolotz at the back. But here we go. We are underway then for race 2, and it's Marcel Maroch on the pole position, and he tries to cover off the inside line, but I'm not sure if it's going to necessarily work for him. As down the inside, they go, and through the center S4 the first time, but it looks like Maroch just held on against Sawyer there. And as there's been a collision further back, I think Kim Bjorklund's been involved.
Yeah, Bjorklund and Roy, was it? I'm not sure.
As there's been another one now, Gordon Hawk, so bad time for the Norwegians as he goes to the back, so much more of a chaotic lap 1 than we saw in heat 1.
Yeah, I mean the last race was ridiculous in the first couple of laps, absolutely no contacts. I saw it looking good.
Pressure here for Carter. He's got Alex Rogers right on his tail. Both these guys upper places. Adam Watson, who had a poor start, down 3 places from where he started. It's down to 8th now. But still inside that top 12. Here comes Matthew Collin, who's got a lot of supporters. He's up 9 places. I don't think anyone in Heat 1 gained that many places across the entire race. He's gone up 10 places now within the first lap, and he's inside the top 12.
Yeah, maybe qualify next time. Yeah, no, brilliant stuff. Yeah, I mean, he's getting lots of support as well. I'd say 90% of the chatters are SRB.
As Sawyer and Maroch have changed positions out to the lead. We'll see if Colin can hold on to this place. It looks like he's going to lose back out again, tries to cut back underneath. And he's going to have to play behind, but Maroch has held on against Sawyer, who's actually dropped behind Petrick now. So the teammates have swapped position.
We're getting a replay, see what happened. This is the change for the lead. See ya. Are they teammates? Yeah. That's the Lion GP pair.
Yeah. Alex Rogers going underneath Aidan Carter.
Yes.
To the front-running amateur drivers.
Tough to hang it out there, though, as we're seeing.
Next centre, Alex. Oh, there goes Watson. So he could have an opportunity. Sawyer and Gazer are now alongside, so Sawyer might lose another place, and I think he has lost another place this time to the Sazy esports driver. So bad race so far for Sawyer, but Gazer is not helping himself out, and what this might open up for is Aidan Carter behind. He's got the draft on the pad.
Yeah, didn't like he wanted to push, though. Oh, careful, boys. You do not want to pin someone against that wall. Gets explosive. We're not going to see a 3 wide. Let's focus on hooking up the exit. Is Carter. Sawyer has dropped. Yeah, this has not worked out for Sawyer, has it? Well, no, I mean, where was he at the start?
Second.
Yeah, he was
fighting
second,
for the lead.
yeah.
He was briefly in the lead for about half a corner. And now he's still having to look in his mirrors. There were a couple of changes, I think, behind as well. Maybe Granez moving into place, not quite sure. Yeah, so just trying to consolidate that P4. Change for the lead now, with Petric getting alongside Miroch. And I think he's going to win this one, is Petric. But Miroch back underneath.
Can he get down around the outside, though? Whoever, if you can, yeah. He's got this covered.
So Petric from P3 on the grid now takes the lead.
Oh.
Is he completely clear? He is.
Wow.
Now he's watch the draft now down into T1.
Yeah, the draft is crazy in this thing. Awful exit, though. We've seen some Sazy liveries in our years, but this is a very understated one for them.
Sure, yeah.
But they had the Italian flag, right?
Of course.
Yeah. The sideways.
Keep digging that hole. The nation of Hungary love you for it.
Yeah.
Marcel Guch still behind Granez. Actually, he's holding off Joey Island. Looks like we might get 3 amateur drivers in. We had 1 get through in Heat 1. And we might get 2 through in this one. And there was a real risk that we might not get any amateurs through to the A-Final at all. So yeah, quite impressive that we might get 3 in before the B-Final even starts.
To Colin looking for another position. After, I think Ollie got back ahead.
Well, Danny's, yeah, so yeah, this is, of course, is the last advancing spot, P12. And Matthew did get ahead earlier on. Danny got back past. And now they've got a long train of cars. Of course, we have got a couple of Cold Ice esports drivers in here with Zialfi and Rinka, so they might be able to work together.
My pick hanging on, but I mean, this isn't going to be easy.
Inside a little bit further back as well. Is that Vermin time?
This Colin guy's looking rather quick.
Good time up the inside. He's not going to have a... Well, he actually has got a pretty good exit there. He's able to keep that one under control. So U-time up to P15 now. As Elias Sawyer has now dropped another place, it looks like.
Yeah, after a very excellent showing in qualifying, it's just not gone his way in race conditions.
Here comes Gazer. So this is Sawyer trying to come back against Gazer. And we've got to spin around. It's Alex Rogers. And Rogers isn't going to get through. And this is what we were talking about, how quickly your evening can go from very good to very bad. Because Rogers will be outside the top 20. No chance of getting through in this heat as it's really kicking off. We have had another change for the lead as well, by the way. But Gazer is meanwhile holding on, and it's all going on behind Watson and Carter. Still embroiled in a ferocious battle.
We'll get you a replay of what happened there with Alex. I assume just some door-to-door contact on exit. I doubt he just self-dropped it. Oh, this looks like a feisty battle.
Ooh, sideways a little bit. Ireland. And off goes Ireland. And where is he going to rejoin? Well, he's been able to point it back in the right direction, but yeah, jumps now behind Putuk. So Putuk leader of the amateurs now. But yeah, I wonder if we could get a replay of that Miroch overtake on Pedrick. I think it was down into T1 on this lap. Albeit, to be fair, it might change around again this time round. Do we see exactly what happened? It was quite a long way back.
Indeed. Although that draft... Well...
Was there any more that Pedrick could have done there? Could he have covered that off a little bit?
I mean, yeah, he could have. Would have broke a bit later, went a bit deeper. Could have cut off the inside, of course. Just don't think he expected it. It was quite far back, and I think he just broke gently. Yeah. Once you see the person behind go for the move into T1, it's very stupid to try and move across to intimidate them, because, Oh, netcode.
But it looks like Xiaofi's resistance has been broken as well, because he's dropped behind Colin and Rinka, and it means that he will not be going through to the A final as it stands. He'll be second place on the grid in the B final, as we cut back to Gush versus Putuk. And Gush still having to fend off this one. It's Putuk, who's in his first ever race in the league. 3.3k is Hayden Putuk, driving much better than that so far. He's getting underneath again.
Yeah, he just left that door open. I mean, if you focus on exit, you can make it work, but yeah, he has. He's covered that off nicely. I suppose in the 10-minute races, you don't have too much worry about off-tracks, I just realised.
Yeah, 20 incidents that they're limited to. Could be another change for the P3. Leaders are fairly close as well. It is the white flag lap. And Patrick went for it out in the lead. And it looks like he may have made it work. Here we go. Patrick has got ahead. But can Muroc come back? This might be his last opportunity. He's on the inside, but Patrick covers it off. Muroc has the inside line again, though, available. Patrick didn't cover it all the way off, and he might well regret it, as he's up the inside into T4, and he's got back again. So many overtakes between these top two in this heat. And that might not be the last one. The 10 minutes are up, and the overtaking spots may be gone, and I think the opportunity is gone now, because Patrick going for an over-ambitious move into T6, and that's not going to work out for him. Gazer, meanwhile, still trying to cover off Sawyer. He managed to hold him off at T1, and he's holding him off through the middle sector as well.
Yeah, been a cracker of a race. But you see, you asked me about this car, and I mentioned two things. The suspension, which we're not seeing too much of this race. People are saying getting better at driving around it. But the draft.
Yeah.
It makes for good racing, but as you can see, being a leader, it's a very temporary phase.
Yeah.
Can be a little frustrating. Don't get me wrong, I'm fully aware it does make for good racing.
So Joey Island's moved up to P8, actually. He's got past Putuk and Guch
After
on
that
the last lap.
big off he had as well.
Out in lead, it's Muroc who wins probably the longest 10-minute race of his life. Beats out Patrick. Gazer finishes in P3. Who will get the final few spots? Looks like Rinka's going to get it quite comfortably. Xiaofi misses out despite being on the fringes or within the top 12 for the whole race. U-Team finishes best of the rest. But yeah, that was a very competitive race. Got more of it to come. And yeah, everyone outside the top 12 there will have to do the B final now.
Which is tough. Not only is it a very tough race, one of the toughest usually, but it puts you right at the back for the A final. So your work still, it's a long way to go.
Yes. So that session will tick over very, very soon. And then we'll go into the 14-minute B final, which will be the last race of the evening for most of the drivers who enter it. Only the top 6 will advance from the B final into the A final. So this is the grid for it. Luke Blow, who was 13th in Heat 1, he starts alongside the 13th place from Heat 2, Roy U-Team. Then it's Max North, Daniel Xiaofi, David Koenig, Thomas Verm, Christian Nieb, Jakob Trinkle, Steve Clays, and Julian Ogen. The rest of the drivers will cycle through it. Watch out for Axe Rogers starting in P12. He was well within the top 12 for most of that race. Kim Andre Bjorkland as well, maybe watch out for him. And David Vey as well, the only pro driver, I think, in this field, starting way down the order. Needs to gain 27 places to get through to the A final.
And is it top 4, did you say?
Top 6.
Top 6, right, of course. Yeah, this is going to be tough. It's going to be like watching those Rennsport rounds, you know, the top couple advance.
Yeah. Yeah, highly coveted positions there. Expect to see some aggressive driving. You got to beat to get through there as we launch away. Paul Lang from the pole position. Is second place going to get a good start again? No, it looks like Lang is, apologies, Luke Blow is going to have it covered off down into T1, but they're all squabbling behind. As Max North, it looks like, has gained a place. He's gone from 3rd up into 2nd. through the centre S.
Looked like a really good start for the leader, like completely uncontested, unlike the other races. Brilliant to see. We will sort the standings ASAP.
So yeah, there is Blow, still in the lead.
I tell you what's impressed me both races is the 1-2s have been clean.
Ooh, Trinkle.
Oh, Trinkle is dropping.
No, spun on the inside of T4. And I think he's towed back. That's a very disappointing first round of the season for Jakob Trinkle.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
And Alex Rogers hasn't had a great start. Well, he's P10. I did see him lose a place to Ooms, but maybe the two of them were alongside. Here is Rogers.
Ooms P9.
Looks like just losing out a little bit there, being hung out to dry on the outside. As there's a bit of contact here, and that is Miller, and is it Burkhart as well in there? Oh, well.
There was someone just going that yellow car. I don't know if he's had some sort of system failure or what. He was just going along the middle of the track at half speed, not throttling, not braking, and it caused a complete cluster.
The Ooms and Rogers alongside. I mean, both these guys could get through to the top 6, but if they battle each other, they may well compromise their chances. Steve Clays is only just ahead. Now, so many quality drivers currently missing out as North has gone past Blow for the lead.
I mean, if you was 9 and 10, would you work with the other person to go get a P6?
I don't know.
It's tough, right?
Yeah. I think on lap 1 I would stay behind.
Oh, this is Max's move.
Yeah. A little bit of defence from Luke, but not a whole lot.
That was all fair, yeah.
So to be fair, actually North is a pro driver as well. I said that.
Well, I tell you what, that final bit from Max wasn't on. It just looked like he slammed the door there.
Well, these guys are battling a lot, and it's going to push them back into the rest of the field. And Blow might lose another place here because U-Team is underneath.
He should be okay. As long as he gets the traction off the corner, which he does.
Yeah. Oh, he's all right. It's all right. So who's got a chance then at getting through? I think anyone inside the top 16, Bjorklund may still have a tiny chance if it really kicks off ahead of him. But so far, the top 6 actually still with a bit of a gap, but expect Clays and Rogers and Co to catch up. It'd been a bad lap for Ooms actually, because Ooms was alongside Rogers, wasn't he? But he's now dropped behind Thomas Firm, so Ooms quite far away. Rogers, with his sights set on that top 6, he might be the fastest driver out of all these drivers. If the heat is anything to go by, he's really squeezing there. And Steve Clays.
Nicely done, though.
Holding on. Oh, but he's not holding on. Rogers did make...
Sorry, no, I don't think Ooms moved. I think they were 9 and 10. I think Rogers is just moving forward.
Sure, okay.
Whoa, that's the wide line. Possibly a slowdown. Been a while since I tested that wide of a line. I mean, that's what that guy could have been doing, but there was a yellow car going half speed.
Well,
in the middle of the track.
Drivers sort of spun and then was sort of like getting back up to speed. So I'm not sure if it was that, maybe.
I don't know.
And then maybe the others having to slam on the brakes behind.
Maybe.
Alès Cassier is the highest gainer so far in this race, 10. I say that, actually. Deman is up 13. But still quite far down. There he is in 18th. Ooms and Fritsch. Fritsch is passed. And after a really good qualifying for Joris Ooms, it's not really been going his way in the heats and the speed final. A couple of times we've seen him sort of bullied out by the other drivers. And yeah, his hopes of getting into the A final all but gone now. It's looking like it's going to be 6 of the top 7 going through, unless they really start battling a lot more. North holding on. Blow's got the draft from him, but still U-Team is going to try to go the long way round. Is this worth it, really, for the Norwegian driver? He's going to try it, and they're going to be alongside. This is great news for North, who can start to pull away, but this is backing up Blow, and this is great news for Alex Rogers, who is catching up to the Snake.
Yeah, very impressive stuff. Rogers is, yeah, it's 8/10, 7/10. We know he's got the pace. Lots of weaving going on here. Hopefully they get it cleaned up for the corner.
Your team's got to watch out for Sialfi behind him.
There you go, Rogers didn't take long to catch the pack, and that's what it is, a big pack, which is probably what he needs. A bit of hustle and bustle, some door-to-door action, you can make things work. Completely different racing to GT3, right?
Yeah. Sialfi wide, and Koenig will go on the inside. And
oh, Alex been touched.
Yeah, Rogers on the extremities of the circuit, but he's still in play.
Yeah, I don't know if he was a bit over-ambitious or he just got clipped on his rear fender there, because I think I saw him get a touch, but I don't know if that was due to an over-ambitious move or just getting caught on the exit there. Still in play, but bigger ask now. He needs to be, yeah, a little bit more precise now. Oom's dropping. Oh no,
Yeah,
yes.
I think that was Frisch who had a connection blip, but he's back again. Christian Nieb alongside Koenig. And he gets it done. A little bit naughty. Oh, he hasn't actually got it done, sorry. Koenig gets back on the inside. And what can Clays do here? And Rogers. It's like Koenig's held on to that one after all of that. Maybe Nieb felt a little bit guilty after overshooting the corner. We're just desperate for the cutback. I think they were all sort of looking for the cutback there.
Oh.
As here comes Clays, well, an exit for him. And Clays is going to be clear.
Oh, so there's a car there. Poor Alex, in the thick of it. But then again.
Quite a ricochet. And what was Clays doing? Clays has gone... I don't know if that was a mistake from Clays.
Wasn't he the car that drove into Alex?
No, that was the one who spun. Who caused the issues, honestly.
Yeah, it was crazy. There were like...
So Nieb now down to 20th place. So
you couldn't have not known the blue cars there.
So yeah, Nieb moves across here. Hits the back. Oh, I wonder if Clays has got damage from that. Yeah, Clays has got damage from that. That is crazy.
Oh no, yeah.
Has he? No, actually, he's still going. He's P8 still. So maybe it just overshots it, overheats the tyres, and that's unlucky for Steve Clays. And Rogers is now through, and that might be it, really, because the top 5 are away, and Rogers is very quick.
Yeah, nicely done. Easy, sir. Yeah, iRacing's completely transformed these cars. Even just watching the racing, it just feels very different. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. For spectating, it's excellent.
Well, we've got Daytona, Monza, and Le Mans still to come this season. So if you think this is exciting, it could well be.
I think Monza's going to be wicked in these cars. I really do. Obviously, I love.
Whoa! A bit of a tap there for Clays. And is that going to hit the wall? No, with a very nice drift.
It's strange, though, like to get that kind of contact on a straight. Sure, you can hit someone from behind, but it doesn't explain why he went flying. Well, unless he was lifting early to sort of...
I think he may have been moving a little bit on the straight, maybe. And so...
Do you know what I mean? It just seems a bit strange, like, yeah. Contact from behind on a straight doesn't do that. Because it was way before the corner phase.
Let's see a replay of it. Was Verm moving a bit? Yeah, not that much.
Good save. And tyres must be surface of the sun.
Oh, Oom's getting underneath. He's trying to get back a place on Ogen right now. He's got to watch out for the cars ahead. He might go for a double overtake. I didn't think he was trying it, but he does get one done. Oom's up to... No, what's that Ooms? No, that was Ooms losing out, sorry, to Bjorklund. He's up to P11.
It's a horrible feeling that when you go for that kind of late break move on someone and then you notice the guy in front of you turn and you think, oh, I'm really sorry about this, mate. I'm really sorry. It's over for you.
Okay, be smart here, guys. Blue versus U team. These guys have been glued together and it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. Not even any points for this position. It's all about your grid position for the A final. This is between 26th and 27th on the grid for the A final. And this risks inviting back Steve Clays if they're not careful.
Didn't get the door shut. Oh, no, he did late corner.
And now he's overshots it a little bit, but he's all right. Yeah, they should be all right. Clay's still 3.5 seconds off these guys. Rogers, we'll see if he tries to gain a place or if he just keeps the P6. Clay's and DeBroera sort of holding each other up by battling.
How long is the A final race?
18 minutes.
Probably.
Space. Space, guys. Well, points do matter here. This would be 1 point between Clays and DeBroera.
Say the contact model's looking a little better in this car than what we're used to. Like the door-to-door action is a bit better, maybe.
So Blow's actually dropped down to P6 now. He's had a bit of a rubbish T1.
Bit of a blowout.
Wow.
Thank you. Rogers up to P4. Don't know if he's going to get this hung on, and it is a big risk. Like all that work, and yeah, granted it's positions for the start of next race, but anything goes wrong, you don't make the next race. He's going to try and switch back.
Clay's now 2 seconds behind these guys. We'll just go for a dive into T12. No, he stays behind.
We're just setting up the exit, which he has done. He might have actually set up a little early. Will he actually be able to get a good line?
I think he may have lifted a little bit.
Yeah, this looks good. It's pushing. Yeah, Alex is playing it safe right now. Looks like he wants a clean overtake or not. You know, no more door banging.
So this is the last lap of the race, as Fritsch has had an issue.
Oof.
And he is facing the wrong way. And he joins P17. Means that Ooms moves up to P12, to P10, so he's had a good few laps actually, as Ooms has got past Bjorkland and Verm. And well, he wants to get past Ogen as well. His pace just coming a little bit too late though. Wasn't a good start for Ooms, as we saw as well in this heat, and that's what's been his setback today. As Rogers underneath. And
oh my God.
He's all right, he's all right.
Because he's already survived that once.
And Clays has had an issue on this last lap. So Clays back down to P11, so it means that Ogen's up to P8 now. So Brouwer is the one who would pick up the pieces if something happened between these guys, but I don't think it is. Rogers up to P4.
Good result for Siafi. P3 sees him through to the A final. As Walker gets ahead of Worm.
So it's only going to be one pro driver who misses out. It's going to be David Vey who misses out. But this pro driver, Max Noth, has done what he's needed to do, and he wins and gets 25th on the grid for the A final. U-Team, Sialfi, Rogers, Koenig and Blow all get through, and De Brouwer in the end just falling a bit short. Didn't help with those laps he was battling with Clays, but also maybe just a few too many positions to make up. He did manage to gain 9 places in that race, as we've got the teammates alongside for Sazy, and that comes down to, according to our timing screens, 0.003 of a second. Ju Hayes beating Naj by that narrowest of margins.
Love to see it. Good race. Great recovery from Alex there. Almost went wrong a couple of times, but very well held. And he went careering towards the grass on that. Look, that tight left-hander.
I mean, he didn't quite hit the grass. Had he hit the grass,
no, exactly,
it would have been very, very bad. But he avoided that. So now we go into the 3-minute interlude. before we go into the race, just so that the guys who have been racing in the Heat 2 and then the B final have a little bit of a break before the A final. But this is quite exciting. I mean, it looks so competitive out there, where we've got sort of four or five drivers in each heat. Really, seemingly had a shot at challenging for the win, and of course now that gets multiplied, and so it should be very, very close.
Yeah, excited to see. We've seen a lot of the familiar names up front, but I think, yeah, I mean, it's been impressive drivers in the AM and Pro-Am. I'm going to be interested to keep an eye on how they progress over the season, but yeah, it's looking like we've got some crackers of racing. It is a lot of racing. It must be quite tiring, especially in this heat format. I imagine the endurance format is slightly different because you finally get into your gaggles, but this looks like, you know, Fight Club.
The temperature's got a lot warmer. It's gone up 5 degrees air temperature. We're up to 43 degrees track temperature now, which is still quite cool for Interlagos. But do you think that will make much of a difference for the drivers?
For sure. I mean, it depends if they're using setups they based on for the officials or if they adapted things for the low temp. You need to be careful. You know, overheat your rears, make a mistake into the, for example, turn 1. But no, the hotter the temps, the bigger the split between the fast guys and the slower guys will be.
Of course, once again, thanks to Apex Racing Academy for being the title sponsor for this series. And you can head over to apexracingac.com now to get a bronze, silver, or gold subscription. And yeah, when you go over there, you can get data packs, which include track guides and setups, as well as group coaching sessions as well, which are all included in your subscription. One of the group coaching sessions is for the Porsche Cup car, so you can get tips from Peter Bayman, I think is covering that for this season, and yeah, he can give you advice on how to get faster in this car. We've also got group coaching sessions for the IMSA and the GT3 Sprint series as well, so do check all of that out at apexracingac.com. But it'll be, I'm trying to remember who will be on pole position for this one. It will be Despotakis, won't it, on pole position ahead of Miroch on the grid.
I think Lion GP, I mean, Elias Sawyer dropped back quite a lot in that race, but it could be you know, just bad luck. But they look like a fast team. I mean, I picked Sazy Academy, but maybe after watching the first race, I mean, Lion GP look like they have a shot of winning this. Although they do have two teams, I've just noticed, Fenster.com and the other one.
Yes.
So we'll see how that fares. Yeah, great stuff. And that Wiley Blair, again. I don't know if we still do mid-season promotions, but he needs to be careful.
Yeah, I think he's all right. I mean, his iRating is 3.5k.
Yeah. I agree.
But he's mixing it about with drivers who are 1,000 iRating plus higher than him. So very, very good work from him. The warm-up is just coming to an end now, so we will soon be transferring over to our race footage and the grid for the A final. Of course, 30 drivers in this one. It's the top 12 from Heat 1, the top 12 from Heat 2, and then the 6 drivers from the B final. They all get put at the back to the drivers from the B final. So, as still the interlude ticks on, now we can show you the grid. So there it is. Despotakis on pole, ahead of Miroch, Lang, Pedrick, Kappel, Gazer, Postrup, Sawyer, Orbendorfer, and Watson, who did pretty well to get back up into 5th place after a bad start earlier on.
He did.
The rest of the field will go 3-3. Carter up there as top of the proms, I think, in 14th place. Joey Island up there in 16th place. And then, of course, the 6 drivers that we just saw get through from the B final taking their spots at the back.
Yeah, impressive stuff. Looking forward to this. See if anyone can get a good start. Because, yeah, we've seen only one race, a clear breakaway for the leader. Rest of the time, it's almost looked like P2 had the advantage.
Yes, we're just waiting for Paul Lang to get on the grid. Once he's there, then we'll be good to go. I wonder if we could take it from the camera position that we had before. As we are launching away now, and it is Despotakis from the pole position, and it looks like a very good start for Despotakis, who will lead us here through as an ambitious move from one of the Sazy esports drivers. I think it's Gazer, who's gained a couple of places, and that's a fantastic start for him. So it's Lion GP, Sazy, Lion GP, Sazy, Lion GP. Oh, and we spin around. It's Despotakis from the lead. He's lost it on the cold tyres. We've got a car hitting the wall as well, bouncing back into the middle of the circuit, and wipes out 3 or 4 drivers. But Despotakis, I look down, as Pedrick now takes the mantle. So it's a different Line GP car out in the lead, but Pedrick from 4th on the grid has moved up into the lead now.
When I looked down at the data, it almost looked like 2 of the Lion GP guys had tangled. I don't know what happened.
I think it was all by himself. I think he just lost it through curve to Sol.
Like we just talked about the high attempts and the rears. It does play a part, especially if you're on that 1 click lower wing. Attempts go up. We will get a replay once the race settles down, but unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Of course, we saw it back at Suzuka last season, didn't we? With Zvudetskayi, who spun out from the lead. At T1, and we've seen it again, but that's a little bit wide as we see what happened to Despotakis.
Yeah, it's already gone. Oh, unbelievable. So what happens with this dude, though? Why does he...
No, it's a different dude who hit the wall and bounced back.
Yeah. Strange. There's a lot of speed to carry left.
As Petric now alongside, he had an awful run onto the T13, and Miroch has taken advantage of that. Miroch leads this race once again, and if Gazer can get past as well, Sazy Esports will be very tricky to beat.
Orbendorfer, we just lost the other Lion GP guy, so we've lost 2 Lion GP drivers. Yeah, Sebastian into the pits.
Cabell, who really capitalised on a lot of incidents from his heat. He's doing the same in this race at the moment, up there in P5, as there goes the dive from Sawyer. And Line GP, it is still Line GP and Sazy Esports in that top 4, despite the mistake before from Despotakis.
He's up to P18 now. He's fighting his way through, but looks a little insurmountable with only 15 minutes on the clock. Alex Rogers in chat saying, well, that was unfortunate. Hopefully he wasn't collected by the bouncing car.
Colin, I think with a spin coming up here, actually, yeah, issues for him.
Yeah, I think he's got damage.
I'm trying to think who could have been the Joe who was involved earlier on. Could have been, yeah, maybe it did start with Rogers. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, one driver, and you could see it like 2 seconds before it even started. So actually Rogers was involved in a second instance. So someone else spun.
Oh, and he rejoined forward as well, though.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Cialetti, who has made his fair share of enemies tonight.
So he rolls, takes out a car, and then throttles forward. Brilliant. Can't take a corner, you know, under control. Has better control when he's stopped driving into people. Brilliant.
So Miroch, as we sort of anticipated, hasn't been able to pull away. The draft effects are strong enough, and we've got a lead train of 5 now. Adam Watson up to 6th position. Karakaulis, who had his issues towards the end of his heat race. Otherwise, he would be right up there. He's in P7. And it's Joey Ireland, the amateur driver, having a phenomenal race up in P8. He's up 8 places from his race start due to all the incidents that happened around him as Miroch has missed the apex.
And I'm loving this team battle. Sazy Lion, Sazy Lion. We lost 2 Lion drivers. Only one of them was in contention for the front.
Oh, contact, and Miroch almost got spun into the pit wall. As Sawyer has he got past? No, he hasn't quite. Sawyer is sending it, but he might be under pressure now from Capel. But to be honest, I think Florian is probably the most reserved out of all these guys. Seems to be thinking about the long game.
Yeah, Capel's looking fast though. Yeah, unfortunate, Alex. It was a great race earlier, the recovery to get through to the A final. That was really good to watch.
Contact, and that's Postrup going through, and it's Koenig going round. One of the judges who managed to get through from the B final.
Yeah, I mean, there was a car there, right? He turned in when there was a car there, but from that camera angle.
Yeah, that angle's...
But I'm fully aware it's completely deceiving. When I'm driving in my cockpit cam, it's everybody else's fault.
Well, the thing is that's you know, when I sometimes do stewarding for different events, and you know, that's the same case there. You take it from each driver's perspective, and it always looks like it's the other driver's fault.
Yeah, I mean, how many times has a driver lost it, or intent wrecked, or parked it, or been annoyed because they thought someone came over and blocked them? You watch the replay, it's a little bit of netcode, a little bit of glue, pulls them in towards you, and then, yeah, from your cockpit position, it just looked like they, yeah, pulled over and checked you, drove into you.
So Karakalis got past Watson now. I think he got it done at T12. It's going to be overshooting from Ireland. And he might be under pressure from Wales now. As there goes Vatzik, who's had a good race as well. He's up 4. Wiley Blair up 7, just behind him.
Yeah, Joey having I mean, this is big points for him, right?
Yeah.
Huge. After all the talk of that Wiley Blair, it's going to be an interesting season.
Yeah, Ireland's only 3K. One of the lowest I-rated drivers in the entire series.
This team battle looks like it's going to be epic up front.
Yeah, it could be the story of the season. Chessie versus Lion GP. Of course, we saw Chessie at the top last time as well, didn't we? But it was Impulse alongside them that time.
What a drift. Yeah,
moves past Putuk.
Putuk was sideways for quite a long time there. Made it look quite controlled. Adam Watson doing well, no teammate. And likewise George, no teammate. Screwly Volpe by P1 Sim. Usually has quite a few team members in the ARL series, but it looks like he's on his own.
Ireland holding off Wales, but not very long. Wales up into P8 now.
Yeah, Ireland should be focusing now. Yeah, score more points than Blair, and that's a good start to the season. Very solid.
So Capel has actually dropped off the back of these 4, as there goes the move. A little bit of a surprise move, a bit of a mugging from Pedrick to try to get past Miroch, and he's overshot it a bit, and they're all checking up behind. And this is Chessie's opportunity, because if they can get into those top 2 places, they'll be ever so tricky to beat. And there he goes, and there's contact between the 2 of them. But it's going to continue on through into T11, and that will remain the inside line for T12.
Yeah, he'll be able to easily cover this off. It's getting a bit touchy-touchy.
And now the teammates can try to give each other the draft, which you can see Miroch taking a wide line to try to give his teammate the draft, but that'll be tricky to do. But the other teammates can bump draft. So all the tactics being used here. Contact and contact again, and it's a mess. And unfortunately, Florian Capel, who's done absolutely nothing wrong there, gets caught up in it, and a couple of other cars almost do as well.
It is, like we spoke about earlier, a small body check doesn't need to become a childish retaliation. It's racing, it's grown-ups. Cars touch. Breathe.
Oh, I mean, someone's gone way wide. One of the orange liveried cars, and they're back again.
I think a
Capel.
commentator should watch replays twice. No, that's called stewarding. Commentating is speaking on what's seen.
Yeah.
Literally, that's the word.
Unfortunately, we can't watch this race back 3 times, just to make sure that we are sure
But
about everything.
the stewards will be. Plus, I've only done, I don't know, 1,400 officials.
So we've now got a lead train of 3. Miroch, Petrick, and Sawyer.
Yeah, shame back Capel because he was just the bystander in that. Watson, the biggest gainer of that. I mean, up 6 positions. Pascal Ware up 11. Joey Ireland, I mean, he's an am. I mean, this is a stacked pro field and he's running P7.
So Caracal is still in P5 then. Like, there's been so many... I mean, Caracalis has had his fair share of issues, as here it was from Capel, and he's going to have absolutely no chance. And...
See, the retaliation's just not needed. It's a... You know, you both... It's silly. Yeah, it's just silly. Hip checks happen. When you're both moving around on the straight or a line in for draft or trying to tuck in, it happens. Car wasn't broke, didn't hit the wall.
Yeah, so then there were 3. This
Yeah,
should
what
have
can
really
you do?
been a lead pack of 6. But
Yeah, maybe 7.
One crashed by themselves to... As Sawyer got past Petrick. What has been going on there? I'm very confused.
Yeah, and Sawyer's close. Maybe Marcel made a mistake and it shuffled the guys behind round, depending on the line they were on. Because, yeah, they seem also not only swap positions, but closer to Marcel. So I assume...
It was the move from Sawyer. Alright, so it was a failed attempt. Oh, blimey.
Oh, wow, yeah, okay. Well handled from Marcel.
Well, this would be some win if Miroch can win this race, because to be outnumbered by a very strong team, it's rare that you get to win these races, but he's going to try his best to do so, and he's positioning his car in the right place so far. Because Watson, 3.5 seconds behind these guys, do not rule out Adam Watson. These guys could easily lose each other a second a lap.
I'd love to see that, but it's a big ask. These boys are absolutely cooking. Adam's having to go very defensive back there.
Yeah, see, I think, yeah, I'm trying to remember. So Caracalis was ahead of Watson earlier on, but Watson managed to get back past, and now he's having to defend. So, yeah, I wonder if these guys would be better placed just to, yeah, not fight, because they can see these guys fighting really hard up ahead, and, yeah, they'd be much closer if they weren't fighting themselves. This might be an opportunity here. He tried this move on the last lap. It didn't work out. This time it's just a bit too much of a slide for Sawyer, and he has to back out again.
Yeah, well held though.
And Miroch now has to go all the way to the inside here just to cover off the attack. There's barely any corners where he can take the racing line now.
Yeah, it's amazing how the defensive lines are building up with this, how they're handling the draft. Like we're seeing the T1 lines, like how they have to handle it each lap to make sure it gets done. And that is why we're seeing a lot of door-to-door action, because they really don't want to let the car on the outside come too close to the middle. They want to make them do the hard work.
So yeah, even this one, he's going to have to cover it off. Are we going to see a dummy? No. And behind them, Watson and Caracalis alongside again. As Caracalis got it done this time, they're rubbing doors. Watson stays ahead, and there goes Vale. What a race for Pascal Wale, who has been picking up the positions. He can see the leaders ahead now at Vale. He's top of the Pro-Am drives, and look at Ireland has got past Caracalis as well. Too much fighting for these guys. Watson with a huge slide, that would be a 4X.
You don't say.
And
I heard it from here. Oh.
And Wales might lose out to Ireland.
Some lucky netcode back there.
And Ireland is up to P5 now.
I want him to win it.
Don't know what happened to Despotakis, but he's in 15th right now. I feel like Despotakis must have had a second issue because I was half expecting to see him just behind these guys, but he's still quite far away.
Yeah, I mean, the boys aren't slow. He's passing. Yeah, really impressive Ireland. And he's not getting, you know, want for a better word, bullied. You know, sometimes the pros, they see an AM driver and it's almost like, okay, you will leave a gap.
Might have a change for the lead as well, just in a second. We might have to cut to that because Sawyer is very close to Miroch. Here they come again. We have got 3 more laps of this race to go. And he's still alongside. Is he able to get underneath? There's contact between the two of them. And it might be the 3rd place driver, or Petric, who gets past the pair of them. And now that the Line GP drivers have misplaced Miroch, I think that might be the Hungarian's defence gone for today. But was it legal? Did he overshoot T2? Because he was definitely alongside going in, but he's still got to leave space.
Correct. Let's have a quick look on the Skycam.
Yeah, that's all fair.
Yep. Oof. I don't think it's over yet, though. You said it's over. I do not think it's over. Because if they're not going to... The 1-2 do need to be careful. They do need to pass each other. They're trying to maintain positions will definitely open up a spot for a side-by-side behind. But, yeah, they know this. I'm just saying it's definitely not over. This is quite drafty. And it may look and smell like a GT3, but this is nothing like GT3 racing.
So 1 more lap to go. And this might be the last opportunity. If Sawyer's going to win this race, and it would be some race win because he starts back in P8 for this A final, he's probably going to have to make the move into T1. Is he in a position to do so? He's certainly close enough. Petric is going to go defensive himself all the way to the pit wall. Can Miroch make something of this as well? Sawyer takes the lead for a split second for the first time in this race. The teammates are alongside.
I don't know. I'm not sure that worked. Let's see, because he's going to have quite the run. That was Park Gate. That was the plan, Park Gate. Let's see if this has backfired, though.
Well, he's going to box him in now. Still Sawyer tries to get underneath, and he's trying to get on the inside now.
It's clever.
Here comes Miroch. It's 3 wide for the lead. Do they all know that they're there? Miroch has got past the pair of them. And it's Petric who's now got to try to defend for Lion GP. And back again comes his teammate. And again from 3rd to 1st to 1st to 3rd. And it's Sawyer who leads. But it's not over yet because Miroch is underneath. And there's contact now. And round goes the leader. Miroch leads.
Frustration got to him because when you're driving around team games, we're different on this stance.
And here comes another move as well. He's trying to return the favour. And, well, Adam Watson must be thinking he might win this race here because these two could easily take each other out because we've got 1 more major corner to go. Will Petric send it? He's not, but Miroch might have left himself a bit too vulnerable here because he's gone defensive and Petric is going to have some run up the hill. This really could go anyway. Miroch might win this race. Petric might win this race. Watson might win this race. There could be decisions post-race as well between the stewards. But here comes the run for Petric.
Yeah, he's got it.
Petric does take it on the line. I think that win will hold because Miroch may well be under investigation post-race. But Petric, I think, kept it all clean.
Brilliant stuff. His argument's going to be he was parking it for his teammate. Frustrations flared. They always do when you're battling teammates. Like what we saw in T1. It's not illegal, but, you know, they orchestrated a parking lot. So that's why he got the run in 2. They orchestrated another parking lot. That's why he got the next run.
Let's have a replay of that.
I think he felt
T1 down to T6.
I think he felt he parked the inside to be like, yeah, my teammate will go around the outside while you're behind me. And I think Marcel was just like, if you don't throttle, I'll throttle for you.
Yeah. I mean, Watson may win this race, to be fair, because like
on count back.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Petric did nudge him into Pico to Pato, but yeah, here it was. sort of the half attempted move here from Sawyer, but you were absolutely right. They managed to fend off from P3 very well.
Yeah, they parked it but nearly hit each other, so that's why they both lost quite a lot of time. They had a good run here.
And then Sawyer didn't really... Or was it Petrick ahead at this point? No, it was Petrick ahead, wasn't it, at this point? He didn't really cover off all the way to the inside. He left himself vulnerable. Sawyer took advantage of it.
This was a lovely move from Marcel. That was lovely. Another 2 foot and he's caught them both. Absolutely napping, but...
And this is when it looks like Sawyer's going to be back in the lead. And he is for a bit. And then, yeah, still Petrick manages to get past the pair of them. This is... I think if there is going to be a penalty, it might be for this. And I think that will be a penalty.
Yeah, on replay, yeah, it just looks like he caught his rear and then re-throttled.
But this could be a penalty as well, this next one. Petrick sends it in and hits his corner.
Well, I mean, that one just looks like tough racing, you know, like, no harm.
Yeah, he doesn't... Well,
I'm not the steward.
I mean, like, is the harm he's put him offline.
Sure.
For these next couple of corners, potentially. Miroch, what do you think of Miroch? Do you think he should have defended into that T12? He left himself a bit vulnerable by covering off the middle when...
I don't know. I mean, these guys aren't thinking... I think they're quite heated at this moment.
I was impressed that they didn't crash into each other on the straight here. I really thought Miroch might go right hand down and cause a crash, but didn't happen. So yeah, we'll see what the final results are in a few days.
So you see what I mentioned about the draft?
Yeah.
Crazy racing. Obviously, Joey Island driver of the day?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, certainly surprise of the day. Because we have seen Joey in the previous series as well, in this championship before, but...
I mean, his name wasn't mentioned once in qualifying, even though we watched the AM qualifying. We didn't mention him in the first heat race. Stayed under the radar, and then when it matters, the final, stellar result.
Yeah, really, really well done to him. There are the results. Apologies, it says race 2 results, so it should say A final results, so we'll fix that for next time. We've got some interviews with drivers. Who would you like? So, unfortunately, oh no, we've got a bit of an issue here where we've got 2 broadcasts going on. The one broadcast. Would you like to have a chat with Joey?
I would. Yes. Hello, Joey. Can you hear me? Okay.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm good. Yourself?
I cannot complain. First of all, I mean, I don't do driver. I barely ever do a driver of the day. I only mention it when I think someone went well above and beyond what I would have thought possible. And that was you, sir. P1 in class, P5 overall, up 11 spots in the final. I mean, talk me through it. I mean, from qualifying to now, I mean, was the confidence always there? Was it a pinch of luck? Did you develop as it went on? Yeah, talk me through it. And again, congratulations.
I don't even know where to start. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It's qualifying started off really a little bit of nerves kicked in. Didn't really know where I stood with the car. I haven't got my spotter with me this race, so I'm on my own. So it was just kind of all up to me. Played around with the setting in qualifying. It didn't really work. I think the track temperature was a bit hot. And then coming into heat 2, I think it was, had a great battle with Hayden, and yeah, just trying to find the way with the car, to be honest with you, because obviously the previous season was without TC and without ABS on the 992.1. I'm still finding kind of the limits in the rotation, and yeah, it's all new to me, and I think just as we went through the heats and I got settled in, I just kind of found the groove, really.
That's awesome. Are you enjoying the car?
Very much so. I mean,
because the race went well, or the car?
Yeah, a bit of both, to be fair. I mean, in the last season, I had really difficulties getting the car stopped. I don't know if it was the pedal settle, but it always seemed to want to lock up on me. And this one just kind of gives me that little bit of security going into the corner, and I can be a little bit more aggressive on the overtakes and kind of get it stuck into the corner. So, yeah, I much prefer this car going into this season.
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely stellar stuff. I mean, you was mixing it with, 7Ks, 6Ks, and you didn't seem to be getting bullied or forced offline. You handled it well. You didn't seem to crush under the pressure. I mean, there's a lot of races.
If you could see me now, I'm sweating buckets. So much concentration from my side. No, I mean, the rest of the pack, it's an extremely close field this season, I think. I know we're only one round in, but everyone seems to be lap times seem to be really close. Pace seems to be really close. So I think we're going to get this, hopefully, all year. Well, all 9 rounds.
Excellent. Any tracks on the schedule you are excited for or wishing Sam hadn't added?
I have not done any of Adelaide yet, but from what I see, it's quite technical. But the rest of them I'm pretty familiar with, so I'll leave here today happy, and we'll get back on the sim and do some more practice for the rest of them.
Awesome. Yes, Adelaide is hyper technical. Again, congratulations. You must be pretty excited about it. It's a bit early to think about your championship prospects, or are you excited now? Is it about focusing on maximum points and keeping an eye on every result and working it out, or are you just going to take them as they come?
I think we'll take these intro rounds as they come. I mean, I'm always kind of skeptical on position, so I'm focused about my class, so I was getting mixed within the Pro-Am category and the pros, so maybe we need to kind of ease off a little bit and just focus about the AM class. But yeah, no, I'm just going to take them as they come, but as we get later on into the rounds, I think we'll get a little bit more strategy behind us and kind of focus on the points. Yeah.
Awesome stuff, Joey. Anyone like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I mean, my sponsors today, obviously Square One Systems and Foursquare Solutions and XCAT. It's a pretty long sponsorship this year. They got quite a few, but yeah, no, massive thanks to them, because without them I wouldn't have the livery I've got today, and also the setups and the confidence in my ability. So big shout out to them.
Excellent stuff, mate. All right, we will catch up next round, hopefully when you're having another interview.
Lovely. Thank you very much for your time, guys.
Yeah, GG's, mate.
Thank you.
Joey there. Stellar stuff. I'm glad I got to speak to him, because that was an impressive run.
Well, next up we'll have a chat with Adam Watson, who joins us now. Adam, congratulations. Feels like you sort of maximised that one today. Yeah, can you believe that you finished P3 in that A5? Because it all sort of fell towards you towards the end.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to finish P3. I think I maximised everyone crashing.
I mean, that's what you got to do, right? There was a lot of battling out there. We saw you had a really good battle with George Karakolis out there. You seemed to go back and forth quite a few times in the A final. Yeah,
I had a really good battle with George. First lap, he got ahead of me on the start. I need to figure out how to start this thing. I'm struggling. So like I keep dropping places at the start, but then as it went forward, at the end of lap 1, he outbroke himself in turn 1, which then caused a bit of a collision with 2 other cars. So I got ahead of him, but then in the part of the middle way for the race, I just had so much oversteer. So coming out of turn 3, I was sideways. Coming down the hill, I was sideways. And I was like, either I need to back off the pace or just let him go. So I let him go, and then there was the other crash down the front straight. So then I got ahead of him again, and I was like, okay, I'll just battle, because now I'm 4th. And seeing how the top 3 are battling, it's like, this could go any way of 9 ways. I could win, or I could end up in a crash again.
Absolutely. I mean, like going into his final few corners, you were second and a half back, but I was like, he's probably got a good, 1 in 3 chance of winning this, because it really could happen ahead. I mean, what was going through your mind on that last lap, seeing those guys in the distance battling? I mean, if I were in your shoes, I wouldn't have been able to make an apex, because I wouldn't have actually been looking while I was driving. I would have just been, watching as a spectator on those 3.
I was too busy trying not to crash myself. As I said, the thing was just oversteering everywhere. So if I just managed to get closer, I could see them battling, and then obviously Sawyer spun or got spun, and then they were just battling harder and harder. I was like, they're gonna end up taking each other out. So we'll just try and hit our apex the best we can while being a drift car, and we'll see what happens. I've not driven this car much, especially this week with 24-hour esports series this weekend, so my practice has been all over the place.
Well, you managed to do very well despite that, Adam. Congratulations on the points haul. Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
The Altitude esports team and all our sponsors, 3M, Johnny Walker's been a great part, and especially coming into 2026, we've definitely hit strides with new drivers and stuff, so it's been really good having him on board and helping us. LFC, Sim Stickers, Inspire, they've all been a great cause to help our team do what we've managed to do this season.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having a chat with us, Adam, and we'll see you back next time.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, GG's, mate.
Adam Watson there, P3 on track, but it could well turn into P2 once the protests have been sorted.
All right, I'm going to talk to our overall winner, Joey. Hello, Joey. Can you hear me okay? Sorry to grab you mid-conversation. How you doing, Joey?
Good. How are you doing?
Yep, can't complain. First things first, congratulations on the win. It looked quite feisty because there was 6 of you and it ended with 2 of you. Talk me through it. Obviously, you had good a view as any. Was it all fair or a bit too hard a racing out there? How was it from your perspective? And again, congratulations on the win.
Thank you. First of all, I think it was, from my perspective, it was not really unfair racing. Like what happened to me and what I did, I would say it was of course hard, everything. And I tried to stay out of the most of the things that, but it was of course not that easy. Yeah, I think the last lap, the other guys have to decide that or like the race control has to decide what.
Sure.
If that was fair or not, but I would, yeah, I don't want to make a statement here.
Cool, yeah, I get you. Yeah, the stewards are going to have a long evening. It was it looked like a lot of battling, but obviously one of the things that is conducive with the car with this draft model. Do you think it's too much, and are you enjoying the new Porsche Cup?
I'm enjoying it quite well. I'm getting used to it now after 4 weeks or something like that. But I think it's still a lot of practice to do that you get everything out of the car. And I think in this track, the draft was not that bad or not too strong, I would say. On other tracks, it was more like that, but this one, I would say it was not that terrible.
Nice. How did you find your championship chances coming into this? Because obviously at the top it was quite stacked. Is this a track you're strong at? Did it just end up going your way? Like, how was your confidence levels coming into this?
It's one of my favorite tracks to drive the Porsche Cup on. It's quite quite tricky to drive, or quite slow track. I like that, and yeah, I was confident. We did a lot of practice, and yeah, shout out to my teammates. We did a lot, really good practice and really good focusing on this race. And yeah, I think I was quite confident to go in there, and also for the championship, of course.
Awesome. Any tracks on the schedule you're, excited for or not looking forward to?
Exciting will be the next race on Le Mans, I would say, because
Yeah.
it's with the draft and everything. It will be interesting what can be done. Yeah, the team game, of course. Yeah.
Any tracks you're dreading? Do you know Adelaide?
No, not now. I didn't drove it yet, so we will see. But city races are that are not that bad, I would say. And
awesome.
Yep.
All right, well, GG's on the win again. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to, Joey?
Yeah, to my team, to my teammates, I would say. That's the main part. We did a lot of good work together.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Looking forward to seeing what you guys can do. Again, congratulations, and look forward to talking to you in future rounds.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, Joey. Bye. Our race winner. I mean, it could have gone 6 ways, would you say?
Yeah. Yeah, super competitive.
I mean, we barely. The leader just dropped it.
Yeah, remember.
That felt like ages ago.
Despotakis, yeah. Was not in the lead for very long. I mean, it sets up our championship very well because, of course, I mean, to be fair, we did have this the last broadcast season, remember, where was it David Toth who was like 10th or something in race 1, but then he sort of managed to bring it back.
Sure.
And ended up winning the title. I don't know, I really can't see any one of these guys like sort of dominating for rounds, and then I really do think it will be 6 or 7 drivers in play, especially with the draft model that we have now.
I am actually excited for Le Mans now. I see how many of each team we have. I mean, we're going to see a bunch of green cars and a bunch of white cars.
All fuel saving.
And pushing each other in a... Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. I think Le Mans is going to be a good track, really good track actually, for this league. So yeah, proper excited for that. How many weeks we got to wait? Is it?
It's every week, this series. Every week.
Bam.
So, yeah.
See you next week then.
Yes. Of course, unfortunately, sign-ups are closed for this championship, but still join the Apex Racing League Discord server. There's a link to that in the description below. And then if you want to race in the future series of this, you can do, because that would be the place where you see the news first of all. Of course, you can check out the Apex Racing TV and Apex Racing League social media pages as well, especially on Instagram. That's where you're going to see the news series being posted about. Of course, if you've enjoyed this video, please do leave a like on it, and to watch more videos like this, go to or subscribe to Apex Racing TV, because earlier on we had the BRSCC Championship go on, so that started as again, and we've got plenty of other series as well, all going on Apex Racing TV now that the new year is here, so make sure to subscribe to the channel. But for now, from myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, from David Sampson, and everyone here at the Apex Racing TV esports studio, we'll say goodbye for now, and we'll see you back next time.
Ciao.